Amazing viewer, welcome once more to Comfort for Life Network. Yeah, thank you for networking with me. I'm so glad you've tuned in. The fact that you've clicked on this particular video shows that you really want to know how to get your citizenship in Canada. And if you've clicked here and you think maybe I don't need this video, share it out. Give it to somebody who might need it. Why not share it in your community? Or just share on your social media, share wherever you can share. Yeah, so getting a citizenship in Canada, this video has a lot of information once more. So I will just tell you to get ready to take some notes so that you take notes of the things that you need to get to apply until when you get your citizenship, your passport. This video got you covered. Remember to like the video, subscribe, share the video so that you can grow this community. Share, like for recommendation. Also subscribe to the channel so that we can grow together. Thank you so much for being part of this community. I appreciate your time.
Guess who just became a Canadian citizen? Of course you already know it's me.
So these are the benefits of having a Canadian citizenship. First,
nobody's gonna know.
No need to renew status. You know how stressful it is. More jobs opportunities. Who doesn't like jobs? And also a Canadian passport. And
Did you know that some countries allow you to have dual citizenship and some do not?
What?
For example, countries that allow you to have dual citizenship would be Colombia, Ghana, Nigeria, Mexico, Philippines, or France. Some other countries will not allow you to have dual citizenship, such as India, China, Afghanistan, or Iran. Pakistan, for example, have an agreement with 21 countries to allow their citizens to have dual citizenship. If you ask yourself the question, in Canada, of course, it is legal to have dual citizenship. You can also have triple citizenship. So if you are asking yourself if you want to apply for citizenship or have dual citizenship, or even applying for citizenship, meaning giving up your home country citizenship, please leave the comments below.
How do I calculate time spent in Canada for citizenship?
I'm going to teach you how to grab your own Canadian permanent residency in 1 minute. So first of all, you come to Canada in order to study at a post-secondary institution that's going to give you a study and work permit, which means you can study and work at the same time. Step 2 is you're going to grab your PGWP, which is post-graduation work permit. What that means is that now you can work full-time at a job that Canada considers important for the country. With that experience, you're going to use to apply for the PR, but that's not enough. You need English. The English language, except if you're in Quebec, is the most important thing for your immigration. And the more you can get your English to a better score, the better your application is going to be. After, you're going to open your profile in the Express Entry system. You can find that on the Canadian website. It's very simple to find on how to open, and you can also get help from immigration consultants or lawyers. And then later at the end, you're going to apply and you're going to wait for the invitation to apply. And when you get that email, that means that Canada considers your points to be good to go and you can get your Canadian PR. So let me know.
How do you get a Canadian passport? A Canadian passport is a great travel document. And like I say all the time, there's virtually no downside to having a second passport. The process is simple. Apply for permanent residency in Canada and live there for 4 years to become a citizen. The good news though is that you can apply for permanent residency in Canada without even moving there first. Go on the Canadian immigration website, check the Federal Skilled Worker Program. If you qualify, you will be invited to Canada, and after just a few years, you'll become a citizen. You can follow if you want more.
Okay, it's time for me as an American citizen to apply for Canadian citizenship. And yes, I am keeping my American citizenship, just trying to be a dual citizen. First, I made sure that I met the eligibility requirements, which is to be a permanent resident, live in Canada the last 3 to 5 years, I've paid my taxes, and that I can speak English or French. You can take a quick eligibility quiz to make sure that you meet all the requirements and find out if you can apply online or if you have to send everything in via mail. I first started by doing this physical presence calculator, which determines if you have spent enough time in Canada. You have to spend 1,095 days in Canada over the last 5 years, and you have to enter in every single time you have exited and entered back into the country and the reason why you left. Thankfully, I've kept every single planner to determine all of this. Then I went over to the document checklist, which says everything you need to submit when you are applying. You need to fill out an application, send in your physical presence calculator. You need to have a photocopy in color of every single page of your passport, including the blank ones, something that demonstrates that you speak English or French. I sent in my diploma from my university. You need to send in photocopies of 2 pieces of ID. I sent in my Alberta ID and my PR card, and passport photos, 2 that are identical, as well as the receipt of the fee that you paid. Mine was $630, which I asked my husband for because he's the reason why I live in Canada. Also on the bottom of the document checklist is another checklist if you have to send in additional documents, where I had to send in my marriage certificate because my last name has changed since getting PR. Also, when I was downloading the application, this message popped up, which I know is pretty common for government documents. So to avoid this, I right-clicked on the link, downloaded and saved it to my computer, and then was able to open it up in Adobe. When you fill it out, make sure that you press the validate button at the top so that the barcodes show on the bottom, and after you print, sign with a pen and don't do the online signature. I went to Staples, got all of the copies of all of the documents. This was the stack. It was over 60 pages long because I had to send in every single picture of my passport. In total, it cost me $695, including my passport photos, all of the copies, and shipping with Canada Post, which I did pay for extra tracking. It says it's going to take 24 months, but I'll keep you guys updated.
How long did it take to get the ceremony after all the steps were finished? So to answer your question, I'm going to share with you our own Canadian citizenship application timeline. Just a heads up, others might have a faster processing times than ours.
Here is how I became permanent resident of Canada at the age of 22.
So here's a Canadian citizenship update. If you didn't know, I applied for Canadian citizenship on January 14th, 2023. So I want to share the whole process of applying for citizenship and everything that goes along with it, because it would have been really helpful for me when I was going through PR and citizenship as well. So today I received this email. It came directly to my email, just basically stating that they have received my application and that the next steps that will be the knowledge test, and it might be a few months before they contact me to take that. Now, for people who have submitted their application and are waiting for this AOR letter, which is like the receipt that it's been received, you can check online to see what week that you submitted it of the letters they're sending out. So I sent mine in the 14th of January. It probably got there the 16th or the 18th. And so this is correct. I did pay for extra tracking, so I do know that it arrived at the processing center and that it was signed for, but this is the confirmation. They entered in my number and my name, and that they actually have my information. Now, that being said, I hope this means that all of the correct information is there and they don't need any additional documents. I had this issue with my PRs. They sent it back 2 months later because something was missed. So based on the online information, it seems as if they have received it and they have all the correct information. So it seems like the next step is the knowledge test, which they are going to contact me probably within the next few months to schedule that. So there were a few links in that document that had study materials and kind of what to expect. So
how do you get a Canadian passport? A Canadian passport is a great travel document. And like I say all the time, there's virtually no downside to having a second passport. The process is simple. Apply for permanent residency in Canada and live there for 4 years to become a citizen. The good news, though, is that you can apply for permanent residency in Canada without even moving there first. Go on the Canadian immigration website, check the Federal Skilled Worker Program. If you qualify, you will be invited to Canada, and after just a few years, you'll become a citizen. You can follow if you want more.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We can finally go to Miami tomorrow. I can decide to go to France in 2 days. No need to ask for a visa. Oh my god, this feels surreal.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Until we meet again. Thank you.